welcome to the HermitBurpcast Choo-Choo Train! Choo-Choo Train! My name is Leonie, and today's date is the 18th of September 2015. It is episode 9, and the title is Dear Aspiring Artist. Hey, welcome back! I got some changes I need to give you a rundown, so here you go. So, I'm gonna scrap my Leonie Talks About Games segment from this episode onwards. Instead of having a segment in the show, it's gonna be its own thing. It's gonna be a new mini monthly show now. If you don't know already, there's already an episode out earlier this week. For those who don't follow me on social media, it's already out. You can check it out in the show notes. It's taking off to its own thing because I want the HermitBurpcast to focus mostly on art and the creative life. So if you're into that, subscribe or follow on my secondary Leonie Plays YouTube channel and or my main Twitter at LeonieU. So that's at LeonieYUE. in lowercase letters. That's my Twitter handle. There's already an episode there. I think it's close to an hour long now. I didn't expect it to be that long. There will be show notes in the video's description. So I won't have an actual blog post for this, side show of mine, and it's going to be now known as Burp Talk, where I ramble about. And I guess the aim is that so that I can ramble about games and entertainment and be free with that. Like, go ahead and do that without worrying about, oh no, but this isn't really related to art. I can now just do it because that's what it's all about. It's about me rambling about games and entertainment now. And with that, secondary YouTube channel one, my Leonie Plays YouTube channel, I might start game streaming there if I'm brave enough one day, but not now. I'm not ready right now, but it's an idea I have in my mind already, so yeah. But then again, I only got one very kind friend who subscribes to that secondary channel right now as of this recording, so I don't know, I got nobody watching probably, so I don't know. I just have it because, it's fun. Right? Anyway, second point I want to talk about, aside from saying goodbye to the Leonie Talks About Games segment on this show, you can see that this kind of makes this show more streamlined and focused on art and creative life, so it doesn't have that weird side segment thing that's in the way, I guess. As a result, it'll be shorter, but as usual, I won't really have a defined length. They'll be as long or as short as however they need to be, as usual. Probably, ranging from, as short as 10 minutes to as long as 2 hours or more or something. So, I'm not going to have a defined length, but I don't know, I guess maybe removing that segment shortens things a bit, or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But it's more focused now, so yeah, progress. Speaking of my Leonie Plays YouTube channel, and the YouTube version of this show, HermitBurpcast, I'm gonna start putting ads to the videos. From now on, I'm gonna monetize this YouTube episode onwards for the HermitBurpcast. So any previous HermitBurpcast YouTube episodes, I'm not monetizing. Nope. No. But for episodes from now on, I'm going to do that because, I don't know, I'm not going to pretend that I'm financially doing amazingly, so I guess, and I'm also stressing that I don't like ads at all. I don't, okay? Nobody really does, because it's just a sudden break in your face. And I know that AdSense money isn't really worth it nowadays. It has gone down, apparently, in the past 6 months, according to Total Biscuit. I don't know if you know about Total Biscuit. And it's only worth it if you get hundreds of thousands of views and loads of subscribers. There's some weird calculation algorithm thing that nobody knows about, because if people knew, they would play it to that system. So it's supposed to be a mystery. And I don't really have that much, kind friends subscribing anyway. So I don't. Maybe I get 0.003 cents or something from AdSense in a year. I don't know. And also, since I'm not doing Patreon or whatever, that's the latest online funding donation thing. I'm just curious on whether I could even earn $1 or $2 in 2 years or something, given that I do at least have a special amount of friends who are subscribed for the HermitBurpcast, so thank you so much. I feel happy that you're supporting me. So just call this monetizing thing an experiment for some loose change or something. I mean, I'm spending quite a lot of time making this show happen, and I'm not really expecting anything out of it. I'm not making money right now, and I don't expect to get much given, as I said, how bad AdSense is. But it's a tiny bit of something, I guess. Maybe one day I'll do your Patreon thing and make it ad-free forever or something. I don't know. I don't think I have the demand yet in order to ask for that. I feel bad for asking money anyway. I don't know. I just feel uncomfortable, basically. Anyway, I guess it's a tiny bit of something, and what really matters to me, ultimately, is I'm doing it because I'm practicing and having fun at interaction and talking. That's really why I'm doing this and trying to work myself out. And maybe people can get to know me as a person and not just some weird artist on the internet. Again, I'm stressing. The previous episodes for the HermitBurpcast will not be monetized. And if ads aren't your thing, you hate ads as much as I do, well, it's just annoying. It's not that strong a word of hate. I don't hate it, because you understand that people have to somehow make a living on the side. They can't just put things up for free, with unlimited bandwidth and uploading, and like it costs money to actually put things up online for people who are making their own websites and all that too. So there's there's pros and cons with everything. Anyway, I was digressing. If ads aren't your thing, the HermitBurpcast is free on iTunes and also as a direct download. Like, you can just download the MP3 audio file on my blog anyway, so it's all good. You don't have to listen or watch it through my YouTube channel. It's all good. Okay, what's the next thing? I'm just gonna scroll down my notes. Oh, speaking of HermitBurpcast subscribers, there's 9 of you on YouTube, and 16, 17-ish, so probably about 25 of you in total on my, in total, I think. So, I mean, I'm 16, 17-ish in terms of my iTunes or RSS feed, and there's probably overlap. So, maybe I'll just be safe and say 20 of you, maybe. I'll just round it down. I'm not expecting much. It's probably, one person being, like, following the same thing on both following my YouTube and following my RSS feed. So, I don't know, maybe 20, maybe 15. I don't know how many of you. I don't really care about the number right now. But I'm just, happy. Hey, hello, friends. Thank you for your support once again. I guess I can technically call it a small classroom of people now. So hi, we have grown together. So I must say thank you so much. Okay, the main topic, dear aspiring artists. Now, first, before I get into this topic that I don't know, everyone who's trying to get into the creative industry is asking questions, and I'm one of them. Okay, you're not alone. I'm on the same boat. Let's do this. Okay, a disclaimer that my thoughts are subject to change. I am a growing, evolving person who's learning. Okay, I'm also learning. I might even revisit this topic in the future. Who knows? Okay, that's just a disclaimer. I don't claim to be right, and take what I say with a grain of salt. Anyway, let's get into this. This topic. How do I start? I'm just stumbling. Hi. I got a very kind email several months ago that asked me some cool questions. Thank you so much for your email. Again, I don't even think you're listening at all, actually. But I might as well share my generalized, current revised version of my answers here. Plus, I took a good while to type all my response. The usual essay length stuff. And then when I looked at what I wrote out, I'm like, I don't think people want to read all of this as a blog post because many people aren't really bothered reading these days, and I might as well, talk about it instead and just ramble on about it, I guess. Maybe it might help someone out there a bit. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'll be happy if it does help a bit, but I'm writing as if I'm writing to my younger self, as if I was choosing my career path and I'm, going to choose uni or a course or whatever, right? Choosing a career kind of stage. And I found that I've been gaining more clarity about myself as I write and read what I wrote, kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay. That said, please, again, take my words with a grain of salt, as I'm not completely sure what I'm doing with my life. And I think this is a normal thing for you as well. Like, you probably aren't 100% sure what you are doing. And that's normal. I assure you that's normal. That's the vibe I get from other people. I mean, feel free to ask other people how they feel. Do they have an actual 100% plan in their head, in what they're doing as they build their own career? Ask them. Feel free to ask them. But as for me, I don't know. I'm never 100% sure what I'm doing in my life, but I just do it anyway. And this is just, my answers are based on my personal experiences, and it will be different for everybody. There is that danger of asking for too many perspectives to the point that you don't know what you can do because there's so many different conflicting opinions and life stories, and you're just like, what do I do? Because this person said this, but then that person said, no, don't do that, do this, and you're like, what do I do? And then, yeah, that happened to me so many times with this career and also with teaching as well, because, hey, do this with this kid, and then this other teacher told me, no, don't do that, do something else with that kid. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, in the end, you have to choose. That's the underlying thing. And go with what you got. Anyway, digressing. I'm always digressing. But before I actually answer the questions I got from this email, I want to get something out of the way. And I'm going to start off. Dear aspiring artist, you are an artist already. Please get rid of that word aspiring in air quotes. Many artists out there, and myself included, believe that the word aspiring highlights how you feel about yourself and to others. And it kind of like gives people that big neon light saying that I don't feel I'm good enough. And to be fair, we all understand that feeling. I think most of us are feeling we're not good enough. And that's just something that you just have to say, hey, I'm not as good as I would like to be, but then I can do better, and just keep running with that. But anyway, digressing again. Way back when I first came upon this notion about throwing the word aspiring away from my so-called title, what was going in my head was as follows. Whoa, I'm an artist? No more the word aspiring? Air quotes? Really? That means I am an artist? I know I'm not up there with the industry peeps, but wow, I'm going to start acting like one. What does an artist do? And then from there, mentally, that kind of felt like a boost up for myself. And I don't know, if the game started there with me investigating what it means to be an artist and what it means to me to be an artist. Okay, so it's kind of like a self-search, self-discovery thing as well in itself. Of course, as with most people, I wasn't completely doubt-free, but at least I won't let a label limit me from feeling confident in being called an artist. I'm just gonna take it and say, yes, I am an artist. That was me when I was, changing my career. Now, even now, I'm not 100% used to it yet after so long, but I'm just happy people call me an artist now, and I'm like, yep, that's what I am now. Like, I'm just like, okay, I'm an artist now, and I'm not squirming away like an insecure turtle anymore now, I think. And I don't know, that's improvement, right? So look forward to building your confidence like that. It's just remove that word away, aspiring in air quotes, and be awesome. Throw that word away and go for it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, how awkward. How awkward was that? Okay, so here's the revised responses I gave to the 3 questions I was given in the email. So question 1, I was asked, how/did you break into the industry? Wow. These questions. I want to encourage the person who wrote it and whoever who's asking to keep going. Well, I'm going to just say things as is. That is to my own knowledge. So, I don't know, I'm biased, I have my own biases, maybe I'm jaded, I don't know, but here goes. I deeply relate to anyone out there striving to break in, air quotes, and to your feelings of dread and insecurity after graduating or from a previous career. It's an incredible weight of uncertainty and self-doubt. Oh my gosh, I just realized I did a mistake. Stop, hold it! Actually, I should be answering this question from the viewpoint of someone who's just graduated and how to get a job. Whoops. Oh, this is what I do when you're so out of it and you're just like, what? And you prepared so much and then you stuff up. But I admit it, right now, this is supposed to be me answering a question to someone who's graduating or has graduated. Please change what I said at the beginning. I'm sorry. Anyway, back to the ball now. Back on the ball. I deeply relate to anyone who's trying to break in after graduating or from a previous career and you're doing a career change. It's an incredible weight of uncertainty and self-doubt. It's terrifying. I mean, I'm still terrified. You place so much stress and pressure on yourself, and then you realize that this battle is all happening in your mind. You are self-centered upon your own self and your own problems. It never completely goes away, and this is just part of being a growing artist. And this probably involves people who are trying for a creative career too, not just artists, mind you. So, and then you realize, wait, I'm focusing too much on myself and not on what other people need. And then you just have to twist your perspective in that way so that you're not too stressed out and putting pressure on you as a person and focus on what other people need. So maybe turn that perspective around. Let me tell you, the insecurity and doubt and all that, you're not alone. We are not alone. A lot of us are striving to find our own way and our own voice. For me, personally, to your question, to actually directly answer your question, I don't think I've broken in, air quotes, or made it, air quotes. Honestly, I still feel like I'm trying to make it. And note that my definition of this phrase, making it, in air quotes, I'm actually doing the finger quotes physically, but you can't see that, means being able to make a living from what I do, aka being financially stable from it. And I don't know, your definition might differ. You might be trying to go for a studio that doesn't really pay you that well, like a, I don't know, internship maybe. Like maybe that's your version of making it. But that's my definition, being financially stable, and that is gonna probably take me, I don't know, several years to do. It's going to be a long journey, so hey, you're in for a ride with me together. I'm going to drag you along with me if you... yeah. Anyway, your definition of making it might differ, as I said. I'm still on the long, uncertain, rocky road as a freelancer, and I don't think I can answer this question properly because I really don't know what your definition of making it is. Other people will probably say that I am technically in the industry, and I'm probably am in denial. I'm in denial. I guess I just don't want to be complacent. I'm still striving to build my career for myself. I'm not happy with where I am right now, but I'm grateful with what I have right now. If that makes sense. I'm not doing any jobs right now. I'm just doing my best, trying to get by, I guess. Uh, but still, I'm not gonna put myself in a specific industry box because I'm simply interested in games and animation and visual storytelling and illustration in general. That's my jam. The creative entertainment industry can be so huge and small at the same time, and you kind of see who really cares about it and who just I don't know, the industry isn't just right for them, and that's okay. You learn from it. You experience it and you learn whether the industry is right for you. But I'll get into that later soon, actually. But in reality, this is an ongoing journey for me. So maybe ask me again in 5-10 years. But then by then, my experiences won't be applicable to you because you have your own thing, your own life to worry about, and I have mine, and we are different people. We really can't. Sometimes the things I have can't really apply to you, and the things you have can't really apply to me. So that's why when you listen to advice, you need to take it with a grain of salt. Again, I stress. Anyway, I'm not leaving anytime soon because I'm gonna keep blogging. Yes, I am. And technically, this is my second year since graduating from my third tertiary course of 3D animation / visual effects. And if I wanted to use a metaphor, I'm still swimming in the ocean with no shore in sight. So, wow, that sounds sad. I'm trying to keep my head above water, but I have a lifeboat on the side. I don't know. I'm really bad with this metaphor. I'm not doing so well. Okay, move on from this metaphor. It's bad. I'm moving on. Anyway, because what I mean to say with my lifeboat is that I have my internet blog island here, and a few people might visit sometimes, and also I have my family who kind of, I don't know. I have a really negative. I do have some negative dynamics going on at the home, but I'm not going to go into that. That's personal stuff. Anyway, let's get to the question. Back on the question. If your definition of breaking in and making it is getting that first job, then it depends on where and how big or small you're talking about. It could even be a private commission for someone, and that's already a job in itself. What specific role do you really, and I'm stressing, really want? This is something you need to explore for yourself, and especially this is something that you need to do for most of your life, even probably more than seeing your family and friends and going to sleep. This is what you do as a career, so you need to try things and see what works out for you, I guess. Though as a side note, I actually do question if there really is such thing as making it, air quotes, or breaking in, air quotes, as it's always a moving target and it's really, really subjective. Usually people are referring to the first job ever or as breaking in, but it's not really that simple because your first job might just be a really small project or one piece of commissioned artwork for someone, like a personal little commission, and then before you know it, you're back to square one, and you're trying to look for the next thing. Then what? That's the question. Anyway, you might already be taking commissions, even, I don't know, and that's already a start. You are technically a working artist because someone is willing to pay for what you do, and it shows that what you do has monetary value to them. For my first freelance gig, it came as a surprise, because someone seeked me out first. But you need to make sure that you are visible to those who you want to work with. Let me say that again. You need to make sure that you are visible to those you want to work with. Otherwise, it won't work out no matter how good your art is if no one who wants to work knows if you are. So if no one knows who you are, then what's the point? I also stress that you do need to meet what people need. So commercial art. It can't solely be something that you enjoy doing sometimes. It doesn't work all the time. For some it does because their work somehow also fits the mold of being worthy of being a commercial art for people to buy and want on their wall. But Yeah, this is something you need to keep in mind if you want to make a living out of it, because it's a business essentially in the end. Being a good artist alone doesn't get you that far. Being a good artist alone doesn't get you that far. Moreover, what might work for one person might not work for you, because they got their own opportunities and experiences and all that. You're not them, they're not you. So again, the underlying theme, take what people say with a grain of salt, mine included. Anyway, one more thing for this question. As I said, ensure you get more perspectives, especially people in the same boat who are several steps ahead of you. And not only the people who are in the top of the industry, especially, those you admire and respect. I mean, do keep tabs on the top industry professionals, but most of them entered the industry 3, 4, 5, 10 plus years ago, and their experiences are their own, and times are different way back then. Way different. The industry's always changing and really different nowadays. It's really saturated nowadays for one. I'll go into that later anyway. But the industry is always changing, and what they did to become what they are now might not work for you or me. They've got different upbringing, circumstances, and opportunities than we did. I'm stressing that a lot. I'm repeating myself, but I think it's really important for people to understand, because I needed things to be repeated to me sometimes to, register the message. That's how the human brain works. Now for me, when I graduated, I felt like I was at the bottom rung of the imaginary career building ladder. I felt like I was climbing in the loop and I was stuck at the bottom. I wasn't moving anywhere, and I felt like I was doomed. Meanwhile, your eyes are always looking at the top. The people at the top, the professionals who are like reputable and famous and really good and amazing, who seem to know what they're doing with their more arguably more stable air quotes career. You feel hopeless that they're way up there, and then you're way at this bottom, and you're nothing. You're a speck. You're worthless to this world. You've done nothing yet, and yeah, depression of the artist, I guess. But I don't know. Where was I going with that? Where was I going? Well, I'm just saying. Obviously, you're not nothing. This is not the case. This is just your, negative mind talking against you and putting you. You're just being really critical of yourself. But this feeling cannot be discounted completely. You're just simply not happy with where you are now. It's just letting you know, hey, you're not happy with where you are now, and you need to get better, and that's a good thing. It should be driving you to do better instead of driving you to do nothing and paralyzing you. And I guess, I don't know, this negative feeling in itself can be turned into a good thing, because it should lead you into taking action, and you just have to keep climbing that ladder and keep figuring yourself out and try things and do your best until you make your first little breakthrough to the next stage. The next stage of the ladder. I mean, the ladder doesn't end, to be fair. It's just a matter of perception. Anyway, because what I mean is, people at the top, people that you see at the top of their game, they are only human as well. And even now, we start seeing many reputable professionals coming out and going public, making another income stream for themselves, reaching out and making a business for themselves, educating others how to do what they do, or they're finding their own incredible personal projects. Potentially, when they're executed really well, they earn much, much more and feel more fulfilled helping others that way. It's amazing for us all, actually, because we can learn from them and what they do, and we can support them, and we can observe and pick out and learn what might work for our own career too, because they're inspiring us to do better, and I'm like, wow, they're doing their own thing. It's great. That said, for me, I'm still learning how to do that, because I'm pretty much a wallflower. Oh gosh. And invisible ninja. I've tried different things really far out of my comfort zone before, and figured that ultimately I need to do things that I personally believe in and just go for my gut feeling. As I don't know how many times have I said that before. I'm taking the risky path of forging my own way rather than simply latching on to popular industry trends. So if you're trying to ask me for a quick fix on how to get good, I don't know. I'm trying to figure myself out too. So I'm pushing my comfort zone right now, even, but on my own terms, because I wouldn't be writing answers to these questions at all. I would be like, I don't want to talk about these things. Like, I would be hiding in my turtle shell away from the world. So, hey, hello, I'm out of my turtle shell. Answering these questions. Anyway, based on my experiences so far, I say keep up with the learning, the arting, posting things up, doing projects and commissions. Seek out where and who you like to work for, and then reach out to them and find out your own way that suits you to stay visible. Is what you're doing right now meeting their needs or pushing what they've already got? Because they've got artists already, don't they? I would assume that. Eventually, your work, experience, and group of trusted people will build up. And I hope mine does too, because I'm just learning as well. So, yeah, let's do this together. Anyway, as I said, I'm just going to say to you, strive for the stars and see how far you can go. Statistically speaking, it's likely that you won't exactly get what you want, and you will fail, and fail, and you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and maybe a little fail, I don't know. You're gonna fail and get rejected many times. So this is a journey of doing your best over and over and over again. But how close to your stars can you reach? How determined are you to keep going anyway and chase that moving target? Just how much do you really want it? How much do you really want it? Anyway, perhaps I really don't know what I'm saying because I ramble so much as I do here. But hey, we're still alive, we're healthy, and we're present. And that's already amazing, as it is, isn't it? We're incredibly lucky that we are here because we can do things. Anyway, that's the answer to, that's my long-winded answer to the first question. The second question I got from the email is, how do you work on finding connections in the concept art / visual development industry? Oh gosh, I'm not good in this area, but it's important and it's something that I'm working on. So I don't know, this is my thoughts and I'm not good at it, so maybe you should ask someone else. But I'm gonna answer it anyway. I'm a really awkward introvert, as if you haven't, if you couldn't tell already, please take that into account. I'm still learning and I'm still figuring things out. But I'm gonna give my thoughts anyway. I say to you, keep displaying your resourcefulness and initiative. Initiative? Is that how you pronounce it? Words. Start with what you already like and research into the people who design what you love. Then seek out their email or where they post their work online and see if you like to know the person. When you're ready, or if you want to, reach out respectfully. Don't push it if they're not available, because maybe they might delay it for 2 weeks, maybe a month, because they're busy. Probably if it's someone that's higher up, more established in the industry, they will probably be too busy to answer even. Maybe you can try and get another time. It's your judgment call. Don't give up easily, but don't be a creepy stalker. There's a kind of a line. If they're like purposely ignoring you several times, you need to lay off, I guess. Also, please do make friends with people in the same boat as you, because it's likely that they'll be your colleagues, long-lasting friends in the distant future, in person or online. Again, don't force it either, okay? Don't be creepy. We're talking about making quality friends, not about manipulating other people to do things for you and like your stuff or buy your stuff, okay? That's a no-no. If you're striving towards big dreams, I have big dreams, but I'm not confident. But if you have big dreams, and if you can afford to, take a trip to the US or even move there. I don't know how much you can afford to. Or at least where your target studios and companies are. So maybe you might want to go to Europe, but there's some game studios there. Or maybe you want to go to Canada. There's some game studios there too. Or go to DreamWorks or Blue Sky or Pixar and all that. I mean, there's the traditional studio jobs like TV commercials, 2D/3D animation focused productions in film and games. There's visual effects you can think about, graphic design, storyboarding for film and ads, compositing, motion graphics, advertising in physical and digital media, designing and I'm running out of breath. Publishing products, books, comics, toy making, and many more places one might consider and look into. Do the same initiative thing I mentioned above, like reach out and see who's in charge of managing the art department or whatever you're looking into. Learn from and surround yourself with the top of the industry, and or at least good friends who are better than you and who are willing to help. So people who are better than you. People. Surround yourself with people who are better than you. I mean, this advice is thrown around the place on the internet in a way, but I'm just repeating it to you. Because I believe in it. And your growth and the amount of opportunities coming your way will definitely escalate, especially if you're surrounded by people in the top of the industry. That would be the ideal scenario. I personally haven't experienced this myself, obviously, because hey, I'm a hermit. Because I haven't really experienced, and what I mean by that is I haven't really experienced having good friends at the top of the industry, and I am not really, obviously I'm not where the big studios are right now, am I? But maybe someday, maybe it won't happen, who knows, but it will be a wonderful bonus if it does happen, but I'm not going to say never, but I don't think it will happen anytime soon, if I were to be honest. Anyway, in the meantime, I suggest that you do help and appreciate the kind people you have now. They're your friends. Don't push them away and hide away from the world, okay? They're people who care about you, okay? You don't want to die alone, don't you? Do you? Don't you? Do you? What am I saying? Anyway, so yeah, that's my answer to question 2. Oh, okay, that's one question down. Okay, question 3. How hard is it to find work and stay in the industry? Oh, that's the 3rd question. Oh dear, I'm gonna have another essay. Yeah, so as someone who hasn't made it, and again, my definition is being financially stable, and knowing the following. 1, how quality art making skills are attainable to many thanks to online resources. 2, there's always more people graduating each and every year. There are hundreds and thousands of them. There's many up ahead of us, and there will be many more who are starting and coming in after us and getting started in the industry. 3, there is an excess of top highly skilled artists, graduates, and professionals alike globally versus the amount of studio roles available. And technically, they are our competitors, if you were to think of it that way. Number 4, there's the well-known, reputable, amazing, inspiring artists, but there are also countless more overlooked artists who are struggling out there. Number 5, I believe we both know how hard, tough, and fiercely competitive it is, especially if you're striving for the studio, large company route. And even then, I can't really tell you what works and what doesn't, because the industry is constantly changing. Many people are trying things, chasing the moving target, and watching what each other are doing, striving to get ahead. And the last point, personally, I can't predict specifically what works and what doesn't. And the reality is that you and I are working towards the same sort of thing in terms of making art for a living. But then again, not exactly, because you and I are different as artists. I guess, from all those points, you need to look at the art quality out there and outmatch it. Stand out as your own artist. Reach out to like-minded people to you, and be a good person to work with. Luck, upbringing, and your resources plays a part as well, though probably to a lesser extent in the long run, as long as you keep working at it. You don't have to be the best in the world, though, to start. Just as long as you have a target, believe in that goal, and keep going at it. You need to focus on getting as good or probably even better than an artist already working at the studios/companies you ultimately want to work for. Why else would they hire you over people they already trust and who already gives them what they need and who they've already worked before? Why would they choose you over them? That's a fair question to ask. And I'm sure you know this already, but it's so easy to get distracted by the latest popular trend or thing. And there's a tendency for people to just focus on too many things at once, and then you're not really progressing anywhere. Actually, I think what I'm saying here is the same for any competitive industry, so I'm going to say yes. It is extremely, tremendously difficult, especially when you're relatively a new and unknown newbie. Still competition between us exists, of course, and it's incredibly intense at times if it's about targeting the top studio jobs. If you're going to be objective about it, how are you unique from all the others? Why would they choose you over the people they've got? It's up to you to how you deal with this pressure and how you learn from it and your attitude, basically. Personally, I'd rather compete with myself rather than others, but I can talk about competition all the time. That's not the focus of this question. I guess, though, I'm going to ramble a lot here. There are many reasons why the majority of starting, intermediate, professional artists alike quit after a year or 2 years or 5 years or even 10 years. Some become cynical, negative and depressed about the industry like nowadays, and they either keep pushing through or become unhappy people or even give it up entirely and do something else that is better for their life and health, probably. I don't know. It's their life. Others might even strive to take what they want from you and pull you down just so that they can get up. So, with these people, avoid them because they are fake friends, and ultimately they're really people acting out of insecurity who really need to figure themselves out. It's not your responsibility to solve other people's problems, unless they're really, you know, someone's really special to you and important to you. That's another cup of tea, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about fellow people who are striving to do the same thing, who are pulling you down for some reason or another. Anyway, some people out there might even do something loosely related, perhaps to get themselves in the door, or even start doing something else in order to protect art making so that it stays as a fun, joyous hobby that they do solely for themselves. And I stress that there's nothing wrong with that at all, because they know they won't regret it and they had a good go at it, at making it as a career. Others have realized and experienced what the career actually entails and figured that it wasn't for them, and that's fair enough. Every career/job has its pros and cons. It is business after all. You're making a living out of it, as I said previously. We're trying to make a living out of what we love after all, right? The industry isn't as amazing and incredible as it first seems. And then you question whether it's really what you enjoy doing or if it was just your rose-tinted glasses that affected your perception of the industry. And whether there was actually something else that drew you into it. I've talked about this before, but if something isn't working after a considerable amount of time, then change paths to something that better suits you. Making small or large career changes isn't abnormal at all. And hello, I am an ex-high school teacher speaking over here. Hello. I've rambled about it during June's Burpcast, HermitBurpcast 2 and rambled a lot about creative choice, career choices, and I'll probably link that in the show notes. Side note on creative career choices, don't put so much pressure on yourself. Life is full of grey in-betweens. Your career choice is not a life sentence, and perhaps you might even come back to it. Maybe due to your personal circumstances right now, you're not ready for your dream career. If this is you, just keep going in small doses. Just don't give up. Don't give up. Don't you dare. Don't you dare give up on your dreams, okay? Don't dismiss them. No. Don't give up. Just keep it on the side at least or something. Just don't give up, please. On the topic of not giving up, lastly, the bunch of people that I would like to focus on. Okay, let's go. Listen carefully now. And then there are those who push through thick and thin and still truly enjoy what they do. They fail and they get rejected a lot. Stay humble, constantly push their comfort zone, live with and manage their self-doubt, and they keep striving to do better. They keep trusting themselves to push through the struggle and adversity with some fierce persistence, ambition, tenacity, and patience. They focus on things that they can control. They take care of themselves, as well as try and learn things outside of their field. They don't wait around to do things. They do it because they want to, and they're ambitious, and they start doing it whether they feel ready or not. Their work stands out in its own right, through patience, hard work, practice, long hours, all that good stuff, and they believe in the work they do. They get inspired instead and learn to not be discouraged and threatened by others and compete primarily with themselves. They focus on being pumped, inspired and supportive and happy to know that people out there are doing better than them. They keep learning and allow themselves to make mistakes, acknowledge their feelings and own up to them. They remain positive, passionate, compassionate and kind even after so long going at this career of theirs. They help others up. They embrace that they are human rather than an always happy, witty machine. They keep having fun as well. These are traits and attitude that personally inspire me when I see them in people. It fills me with hope and great respect for them. Well, at least for that moment. So perhaps you can find these traits in people around you and allow them to inspire you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat about getting jobs, though. I mean, as much as I say that a lot of these traits, inspire me when I see them in people, it's amazing. It's like, oh gosh, this person's awesome. But they're people too, okay? They're not gods or goddesses or something. That's silly. And they've got their bad times and good times, right? That's life. We're people, right? And we get that. We relate to that too, and their struggle and our own struggles, all that good stuff, life. But in terms of getting jobs and the question number 3 about, how hard it is to get a job, it's much, much harder than you imagine. But as someone amazing told me, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Did you hear that? It's not impossible. You know that people out there are doing it. So, by that logic, it's not impossible. Sure, the market, as I rambled about quite a lot, is oversaturated, but it is possible to make a living from your art. I mean, there are people out there doing it right there. Why can't you kind of, thing? Now, personally, I'm not a living example of this right now because I am not making a stable living from art right now. But I am, getting by where I can, so I'm not dying right now. At least I'm alive, and I know that it's going to be like that for me for a long time. And I've accepted that, and that's my life right now. I'm a hermit, frugal person. I'm pretty much, as I said, a frugal hermit, and I'm getting by with my basic needs thanks to my family support. Despite all the issues I have. I have a lot of financial limitations, plus I have this issue with my legs. If you keep up to date with my blog and social media, you would know. But this is currently my choice, and it's not for everyone. I'm not advocating this as a way of life or the way of life. Oh no. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing, and you just, find your own way, basically. That's what I'm saying. And I'm just here trying not to be a huge burden. I'm not content with where I am right now, of course, but I know I'm incredibly grateful and lucky to be able to do what I do. As I said, at least I'm not starving. And in your case, listener out there, whoever you are, it depends who you surround yourself with. There are many, many people out there with day jobs, doing their own thing in their own time instead. I mean, they keep their own projects going while they do their day jobs. I mean, that is incredible persistence. So pat on your back. Good on you. You are incredible. You are still in the game, technically, because you believe in yourself that you can make it happen while you're supporting yourself. So good on you. Let me say that to you. Anyway, please do seek other examples of artists who have worked their way to become financially independent and see what they do, because there are stories out there. I think I've seen one or two at least of people who had to, do retail jobs just to get by until they are able to get quite a consistent number of gigs enough to make a living out of it. So you can slowly get there. There's the long road. There's some different other roads. You can get an internship. There's a lot of different ways to do it. It's up to you, whether the opportunities present themselves, and if you're ready to get them and take them. Anyway, digressing. What's the next thing? Just make sure that you surround yourself with such positive people. That will be a bonus. My underlying message to you is that you got to believe in yourself and your own abilities in spite of your fears and current situation. And stop dwelling on the past, I guess. Sure, make the past fuel you to get going, keep going, look ahead and all that, but don't spiral down into a state of I'm doomed and I'm nothing and there's no point. I completely relate to that, but I don't think that will change your situation at all. That will just either make it worse or at best leave you doing nothing and you're failing anyway. By doing nothing, you are failing to reach your dreams anyway. So why not you just keep trying? At least you're inching a bit closer towards it. I guess that's my logic. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what's the next point? One needs to be truly passionate and really want it versus the countless many others working and fighting to do the same. This industry will keep moving with or without you, so you have to constantly strive to keep up and stand out with your own voice. Be a better version of you. Just keep working at finding yourself and all that. I mean, that's what I'm doing as well. It does sound tiresome, doesn't it? Oh gosh. But that's what makes this industry exciting and innovative, because we're all pushing to do better and stand out as individuals, as businesses / companies, and to push our whole medium all together as an industry. That's how we evolve. That's why this industry is crazy. Giving it your all alone doesn't even mean that you will get where you want. Hard work alone doesn't really... hard work and time alone doesn't have any value in themselves, if I was to be blunt. There is so many other things involved. No teacher, mentor, friend, university, company, no one can guarantee you everything. There is no magical golden ticket or strategy to your dream job, as much as everyone is seeking to find such an imaginary magical ticket. There isn't really one right answer or way. There's always more obstacles to tackle. I mean, that's life. I mean, life is where change is a constant thing. Relative to other careers, it's been said that being an artist is easy. And in terms of physically and all that, technically, yeah, it's easy in that respect, but is it really easy? It's kind of like comparing apples to oranges right here, because producing art tends to be a really personal process. You really must be emotionally strong enough to believe you can get there. And many people aren't. I mean, there are many people who are really self-confident and maybe arguably arrogant in themselves enough to do things and ambitious. That's really amazing, just as long as, they're not too extreme and ignore everyone else around them. That's another story. But what I'm trying to say is many people aren't that emotionally strong to believe they can make it as a professional artist. And for myself, I'm kind of on the same boat. I don't know if I am emotionally strong, but I can say I am absolutely terrified, but I'm actively ignoring it and pretending it doesn't exist. That's how I'm coping. I guess it's not simple. I guess being an artist, else it will be too easy. It will be boring. It will be unsatisfying, and for me, it will be like a formula you're following. You'll be on your toes even with a job in the industry because you'll be proving your ability all the same. You need to be making valuable work that people need commercially and would pay money for, and this is entirely subjective to your intended industry. It's not as simple as just pretty pictures, and it's not as simple as just having friends in the right places. It's a complex combination of things of who you are as a professional artist and a human being with other people and how you work with others. It's a challenging journey, to say the least. It's a test of time, patience, focus, and drive. You might have to make compromises as you figure out what you can and can't do right now. You expect to fail a lot. That's what I've learned to do. And it is the notion starving artist in air quotes really that scary to you? Is it really that scary to you? What will you do? You're out of money. Is it really that scary? Surely you have if I don't have money, it's most likely that blah 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 will happen. I mean, it's not entirely the end of the world. Sure, you might feel like you're losing face, or your pride will be, destroyed maybe. I don't know. But I guess when you finally start being honest with yourself and you ask for help, people are willing to help you. You can't just hide behind a mask of pride. That doesn't really help your situation, and you're digging yourself a deeper hole in a way if you're trapping yourself into a corner and you're not asking for help. Please do ask for help if you need help. That's one more thing. Anyway, so back to the thing about whether you'll make it as an artist. So what if you don't go as far as you would like to? You'd still be doing what you enjoy anyway, right? This isn't all about your perceived desire for popularity, fame, reputation, freedom, fun, connections, fans, and riches, right? Because I don't think this is the industry that you enter just for the riches. I mean, you're not really the top 0.001% of the industry, are you? So, yeah. At its core, we are doing this because we love creating and we love sharing it with others. So ask yourself, are you worth it? And I'm giving you the answer. Yes, you are. So will you keep pushing for it? This is something you need to ask yourself. Will you keep pushing for it? This is your life. This is your life. And then there's all these sparkling neon lights. This is your life. This is your story. Are you prepared for this kind of life? What is your specific version of success? What happens then? Do you accept the likely possibility of not getting as high as you want to be? What are your options? Wow, all these questions that you should ask yourself. Anyway, I hope I'm not discouraging you, but I hope you are fully aware and focused when you go for your evolving dreams. Note that doing nothing, as I said, once or twice before, doing nothing will ensure you won't get any closer. So keep finding your own resolve and confidence every day. Wake up and make that decision to keep doing what you do or change it up. You got this. But then, what do I know? I'm just an artist from the internet. I'm also building my own career. Perhaps I'm taking it too seriously, or I'm not serious enough for you. I don't know. You don't have to consider what I say even. Perhaps you, as I said, I don't know, countless of times by now, you need more opinions on the same thing, and you might get similar or conflicting opinions. And it's so confusing, isn't it? It's normal, because we're all different people with their own way of doing things. In the end, we just have to make our own decisions, carve our own path, and just go for it. And hooba, I'm not claiming that I know everything, and there isn't only one right way. Oh my gosh, only one. I'm been talking so long. There isn't only one right way to do things. Again, I'm stressing this point down in your throat. Make sure you get a range of perspectives. I mean, forget for a moment and just listen to yourself. Just listen to your own voice now. What do you want? Ask yourself, what do you want? Why are you doing it? And then make up your own mind. Aim high and go for the things you believe in. Now keep being amazing, you. Phew, okay, that's the end of question 3. Am I doing this right? I don't know. I'm just rambling and looking at my notes and like rambling and sidetracking. But I think I did pretty okay, I guess. I guess if I were to conclude on this whole topic of talking to an aspiring artist out there, scratch out the word aspiring first of all. It is not impossible. Pew pew. Shoot all those doubts down. Pew pew. And I must tell you, despite all that negativity I might have talked about before, because, there's the negative side of this. I can't pretend that it's all rainbows and lollipops, right? Being an artist feels awesome and absolutely terrifying at the same time. I feel incredibly lucky. Despite, I have my issues too. I'm not perfect. But I wouldn't change it for the world, despite how scary and uncertain it is. I can't imagine doing anything else. I am glad I did a career change, even though I'm relatively invisible right now, and I have a long road ahead of me. So, what am I doing in my life moments? One of those kind of moments. Though I did go from I'm doomed, I'm a failure in life, and then crying myself into a corner, sinking in a quicksand, and currently I'm at the stage where I'm thinking, hey, it's possible. It's not impossible, so let's see how far I can go. Yeah, I'm so goofy. Reaches out, and then I'll somehow try to reach out for something to grab onto to get out of this quicksand of doom and gloom. I guess it's a silly kind of unexplained blind optimism sometimes. I mean, I'm not a young wide-eyed teen anymore, but then maybe I'm delusional. Who knows? I wasn't sure exactly before my career change, but now I kind of know what I'm getting myself into, and you realize that you have much more to learn. There's always much more to learn. And you feel like you're back at square one. And hooba how. It feels so weird answering questions actually about the creative industry. I don't even feel like a somebody yet, or worthy, or I don't know if anyone would be listening. But then again, this is my first time when a proactive artist wants to ask things about the industry, and I'm like, okay, I'll try, but I'm not that in the industry, but I kinda am. I'm confused. Am I deluded? I don't know. Anyway, I'm taking a breath. Apologies. I've been talking for so long. Oh, gosh. Anyway, as I said, maybe I'm in denial whether I'm in the industry or not, and it's probably my insecurities talking. But at least I kicked most of my insecurities out of the way, because hey, I'm talking right now to you. Hey, I'm an artist, and I'm apparently in the industry. Hey, hello. So, I guess, from all this talking, an hour in, I think, you kind of know how I'm going right now based on my answers above, and I'm happy to do what I do, but right now my career is not a stable thing, and I don't know what the future will bring, but I'm still going to do the best I can and cherish what I have right now. So, you, the listener, very, very kind, supportive listener, you do that too. You do the best you can and cherish what you have right now. You do you, and I do my whatever myself, and let's do this together. Yeah. That was an awkward way to end it, wasn't it? Ew. Anyway. Q&A. Long responses, actual questions, suggestions for consideration for the show, please do email me over at HermitBurpcast@gmail.com. It's all in lowercase, HermitBurpcast@gmail.com. Send in your questions and long responses and suggestions, and maybe I can make a big episode like this one, in answer to your questions. And if you want to, I can actually link to your main website if you like. To credit you and to thank you for sending in your question. Or feel free to just tweet at me with any feedback you like, or maybe even on a YouTube video version, or maybe give me an iTunes review or whatever. I think that's all the things you can do. Give me some feedback. In terms of Twitter, my Twitter handle is at Leonie, all lowercase, one word, LeonieYue. Maybe add the hashtag Hermit